Welcome to week 4 of your online course. This week we will look at another principle in mobility training, the progressive loaded stretching. Now this is a term that is brought up by Ido Portal. I will give credits to the people that I've learned my stuff from, so this term is from Ido Portal, check him out. Progressive loaded stretching basically is a continuation of what we have done last week, which was active flexibility. But right now we're adding something else, not only the gravitation, but we are also gonna add load, either by taking external load, a kettlebell, barbell, dumbbell, something like this, or increasing leverage from our own body to make your own body weight basically a little heavier, so to say, and therefore getting a little bit more load done. Use load or leverage, which basically makes progressive loaded stretching a strength training method, right? If you would use load, for example, in a deadlift, on the one hand it's a very nice mobility exercise, on the other hand it's a super nice strength exercise because you need to fight in order to get the resistance up, right? So progressive loaded stretching is actually strength training, but by varying the exercises a little bit, for example, instead of just doing regular deadlifts, straightening your legs in the deadlifts makes it a super nice stretch and strengthening exercise for the backside of your legs. So you have a component of strength and flexibility, right? The term progressive loaded stretching has the progressive in it, so you need to progress something, which could be, for example, the weight. At the first week you take 10 kilos, second week you take 15 kilos, so on and so forth. You need to progress. You could also progress with the sets. Instead of doing just 3 sets, next time do 4 sets, and so on and so forth. You could progress in the reps scheme. So for example, you start by 3 to 5 reps and then you increase to 8 reps or something like this. And you could also progress with the time under tension, which basically means the duration of one rep. For example, sitting in a pancake for 1 minute or 2 minutes or whatever. And by progressing all in these variables, you will get stronger and you will get more flexible hand in hand, which is super nice. Of course, also when performing the progressive loaded stretching, you use the active flexibility that we've talked before, and you also could use some contract relax while doing so. For example, if you would do the loaded standing pancakes that you will get in your program, then of course you could also contract a little bit and relax into the stretch, but by making it loaded it gets much harder and you will be able to do it with a lot of control and stability. You know, the guys that can split between 2 chairs, they have an enormous active flexibility and use progressive loading stretching patterns. Now in the next clip you will get a short introduction and a nice little example. An example for a loaded progressive stretching method would be, for example, a loaded standing scale. A standing scale is basically the exercise when you try to keep your standing leg straight, and then you go in this position, and the more you straighten your leg, the more you will feel a stretch in the backside of your leg, right? If you want to increase the load a little bit more, then you could either increase the leverage, right? For example, by sticking your arms out to the side, or even putting them to the front, because then you have a little bit more leverage and therefore you have to fight a little harder against the gravity. Now, if you want to further increase the load, of course, you could take a weight. Same principle, close to your body means small leverage, further away from your body means longer leverage. And you will feel the difference in the stretch as you push the weight away from your center. Now, of course, think about that when doing any kind of exercise. Your own body weight could be more than enough load for you to handle. For many people, the standing scale is super hard even without taking an extra weight, right? So think about that. That your own body weight, of course, is also a great load. So if you want to take extra load, then of course you should be able to do the exercise with your body weight for multiple reps.